Journeyman here. I haven't been doing a lot of talking lately or making videos, and that's because I've been spending a lot more time listening lately. There are a lot of people in our society, entire swaths of people who are hurting right now and who have been hurting for centuries. And I think a lot of people, myself included, have listened but not listened enough. Not really felt the depth of the hurt and the pain that people have been feeling. And the gravity of the moment right now, to me, just kind of demanded that I shut up for a minute and listen. When someone is hurting, you listen to them. You don't try and make up excuses or say, "Are you sure you're hurting?" If someone is injured in the street and they say, "Ouch," you don't say, "Really? You sure you're injured?" You ask them, "Are you okay?" You ask what you can do to help. You listen to what happened, and that's how you know how you can help. So I've been listening. I've been listening to all the stories of how racism has impacted people so negatively. All of the obstacles that, quite frankly, white people like myself have thrown up in front of Black people, Indigenous people, people of color, Latinx people, all around for so long now. I'm listening to try and figure out how I can do something about it. And one thing I've listened a lot to lately, just because it's something I can directly connect with, are Black, Indigenous, Latinx people of color who are naturalists and birders and plant nerds like me, because that's the only way I'm ever going to learn to see new perspectives. I have the way that I see the world. I have the things that I've learned from the people who taught me. But to see things through their eyes has opened my eyes so much wider. I've learned so many things about nature and the environment and environmentalism by listening to these people. And I'm going to put a bunch of links in the description of this video to all of these people and on the amazing work that they're doing out there. Quite frankly, many of them have a lot more viewers than I do, but I still want to share them with you because they're perspectives that you should see. They're people that you should listen to as well. But what I do in situations like this, and anything that is difficult or a struggle and growth in life, I look to nature as an example. I always find metaphors in nature in all kinds of ways. And one of the central tenets that I have always believed in is the importance of diversity in nature, in everything in the natural world. You can't just have one thing in an ecosystem, one tree or one shrub or one insect or one bird. All of those alone, they would die. No, they need each other. The insect eats off of the shrub, and the bird eats the insect, and the tree provides a home for the bird, and the shrub provides the material for the nest for the bird, and they all work together. And without that diversity, first of all, the ecosystem is just kind of ugly. It's like one note. But most importantly, that's how it thrives. That's how it survives. That's how the ecosystem can exist. I mean, think of other really diverse ecosystems, like maybe a rainforest. There's thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of organisms that live in a rainforest, from trees to vines that grow up it, to hundreds of different kinds of orchids and insects and fungus and algae and all kinds of things that we haven't even discovered yet. There's so many. And just look at how important that diversity of that ecosystem is. Not only is it just gorgeous to see, I mean, watch a nature program, it's amazing, but that's the lungs of the planet. That's what takes in all the carbon that we spew out into the air and gives us the oxygen that we breathe. That's how we survive. That diversity is so important that it keeps that whole thing alive, and it keeps us alive too. Now you can look at another example like I'm in the LA River right now. This is not such a diverse ecosystem. It once was, right? But, you know, humans, white European settlers in Southern California, for good reason, fear of floods, carved it all out and cemented it all over. And this is one of the few spots that wasn't completely cemented over, and life came back to it. But I feel like in the diversity category, the LA River is running at about a third capacity. It could be so much more diverse. There's a lot of things, plants and animals that are missing from this ecosystem that would make it even stronger, even more beautiful. And that's what happens for everything on the planet, every system. Anytime there's one dominant aspect over another, it starts to crumble, it starts to fail. Systems go beyond natural systems too, like a clock is a system. If you take out one part out of the clock, it stops running, it stops telling time, right? We need all of these parts, all supporting each other, all building each other up. That diversity is how we survive. And the same goes for humans. We're part of this natural world too, right? We're also animals. The diversity of opinions and ideas that all the different kinds of people, different races, different classes, different education levels, from different places in the world, different ages, can all provide new perspectives, new ideas. It's what gives us beautiful music and beautiful art. It's how we progress, because if it was just a bunch of people like me, then we would only have the same idea. We would never have someone else saying, well, what about if you did it this way? And that's how we grow and advance as a society. When one part of an ecosystem is holding another part down, then it all starts to fall apart. We don't advance, we don't grow, we don't thrive. It really behooves us to stop putting these obstacles in front of other people in our society. You know, I've had some obstacles in my life. We all have, you know. Every human has problems and things to deal with, right? I've had maybe a few more than your average cis white dude because I'm gay. So those are some obstacles there that I've had to overcome, but it's nothing compared to the layer upon layer of obstacles that have been put on Black and Indigenous people of color for 1,000 years at least. And that holds us all back as a society. I choose to fight for diversity in ecosystems like the LA River, which I advocate for rewilding of it with our local government. And I fight for diversity in the human ecosystem as well. And that means talking to my government officials about removing those obstacles, about making things just and fair and more equal, so that we all have an equal chance to do amazing things on this planet, and advance and grow and be more beautiful. So that's my charge of late. Listen, learn, and then fight for that diversity, fight for that equality, fight for that justice, make the changes that we need right now to make that a reality. The time is now. There's no other time. And I'm determined to do that. That's my message for you right now. I'll probably have some more videos in the near future, but you can totally know that this theme of diversity runs through everything that I talk about and will continue to for as long as I'm able to talk. I'll see you soon.